All right, this video is broken up into two sections. We got the mapping, the blasting section, and we got the bossing section, right? It's gonna be pretty short and sweet. So in the background right now, you can see it's level 90 to 107 hours. It's basically just omniscience, letting know Deadeye, Headhunter, Inspired Learning, Delirium Beyond gameplay. You know, just this is the normal type of content that you want to be in on a bow build, because this is how you get, you know, super powerful, super strong. You just kind of blast your maps. The quality is a bit low here, but as you can tell, you know, you just stack up the bus really quick and start blasting. Obviously Headhunter helps a lot here, but you don't need it. A single Inspired Learning can get the job done. If you don't have any Inspired, I would recommend trying to get at least one in. And then on the passive tree here, you want to, or at least, well, I shouldn't say you want to, but this is what I ran in this push that you're seeing over here. I went and got all the Breach nodes, I got all the Legion nodes, I got all the Harbinger nodes, and I got the top two Beyond nodes here, and the Influence nodes, right? The reason for that is you basically just want to get a lot of juice. You do want a lot of juice, and I want the maps to last a long time. The reason for that is so you don't like delete all your chaos, right? Unless you're super rich, then you can run maps quickly. You don't have to worry so much about adding a lot of content into your maps, but this is a strategy I went for, because at the time we were also trying to farm a lot of Legion emblems and their Breach spinners, right? They were very important at that time. I take the increased altar chance here, because when you get the increased altars here, you can get a lot of additional scarabs, additional money. And then something I've actually noticed, I don't know if this is true or not, but it appears that in higher quantity maps, I actually get more altars. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's just kind of how it feels right now. So that's something for you guys to consider. Important thing to note here is that we have the hat. This is called the increased effect of modifiers non-unique maps hat. That's a mouthful. But yeah, it's pretty important because it's basically, you know, it's like a multiplier to your quantity and all the mods in the map. So that's pretty important to have. But yeah, this is just an example. Maybe you want to go something with like more Delirium nodes, more Ritual nodes, maybe some Incursion nodes. Beyond nodes, definitely pretty core. I'd say these top two, if you ask me. But yeah, this is something to consider. And yeah, you can go and get to level 100 pretty fast if you get it going. I see there's a Blight in this map, I think. Yeah, Blight's generally not worth it for XP per hour. I would not recommend it. It is technically okay if you're doing like some type of quant farming. You're farming for like certain Delirium wards or divination cards somewhere, like maybe you're farming port, for example. Then yeah, you can consider doing a Blight, right? Especially if you have like some Beyond content going. Abyss is also not too bad. I don't have Abyss spec'd on this tree, but you can, you know, add Abyss quite easily, right? Like you get Underground Kingdom here, and then hey, you got Abyss Armory, and yo, that's awesome, right? Oh, and on that note, actually, I need to take off these Legion nodes. So these Legion nodes are there if like you're having trouble full clearing the Legions, right? You should not need them though. Yeah, as you can see, you definitely do want a juiced up Alice though, which you can definitely do with this type of build. No Scarabs I like are Harby Scarabs. They're definitely really good with this tree. Breach Scarabs obviously really good too. You don't really need the best for the Breach Scarabs, like just anything works. Maybe like 2 or 3 breaches is fine. Harby's obviously more the better. Legion Scarabs, obviously the better ones you get, the more emblems you're gonna get, right? The more rewards you're gonna get, but you can just use normal Legion Scarabs to start. You should have a plentiful of those anyways. And of course, the better Abyss ones, you know, they give more pack size, more mobs, and they get to be pretty fun. Abysses aren't the best for XP per hour, but if you just want to like have fun time, you know, have maps last 10 minutes and stuff like that, then yeah, throwing Abyss, Legion, Breach, Harbies, if you can somehow, it's going to be a positive gaming experience if you ask me. Yeah, and then you guys can also pretty much emulate this. Even though I had Headhunter, I'm like fairly confident you guys can do like, you know, 90 to 100 like maybe like 10 hours or something, maybe 7, maybe if not faster, right? Depending on like, you know, how much experience you have with the game. Getting to level 100 really is an experience thing, right? It's all about just like having the maps pre-rolled and just going into map content quickly, right? Just like leave the map, next map, right? Let's see how long I take here. You know, I got TP up. You see the maps on the right side of my inventory there. They're all pre-rolled. I think they're all rolled like Beyond right now or something. Got a Delirium orb on. You know, my load screens are crazy, right? Like, yo, if you guys have better load screens than me, you're already gonna beat me to 100, like straight up. Let's see. Putting the map in. There you go. The Scarabs are already in the map device. You know, put the map in, scroll down to Beyond, activate, go. While the map's loading, maybe... Yeah, while the map's loading, I'm even prepping the next Scarabs, right? Just making sure the Scarabs are topped up, right? Because, you know, I gotta wait for my teammates to load in too. You know, I'm mapping some friends right now. So, you know, it's really just about no downtime, blasting out of this lava. So, hopefully that, guys, helps you with the 100 push. Let's go over the PoB real quick. Ain't too much to look at here. There's the PoB. Right, this is the Omni XP blasting PoB. As you can see, nothing too special, right? I have one Inspired Learning in here. We go on the left side here for the dexterity, frenzy charge, power charges. And we basically get our charges just via, when we already get our frenzy charges from this Mark Mastery here, but you can get them from the stacks too, because like some mobs have like frenzy on hit or on kill or on crit and some crazy stuff. Same with power charges. Got a cluster jewel in here. I'm actually missing a jewel, but it's just an abyss jewel with like double added damage. Nothing too crazy. This is a increased damage with bows jewel, actually. But yeah, nothing too special here. Lethal Pride. Nothing has really changed compared to the other builds that I've showcased before. Of course, got a Headhunter. If you don't have a Headhunter, put on the Mage Blood. No, I'm just kidding. Let's put on the Stygian Vise or something, just to have a good time. Of course, we got our bow, get our quiver. The gear is going to be the same on like all the versions here. Aston's Chant, High Desire, definitely a great endgame chest. In theory, you can make some better endgame chests late game. With I think you need the percent attributes. You can maybe get flat crit. Crit's not that important because we can get brittle from like many different sources. We have brittle on our boots right now, which again you don't even need it for map clear, right? It's more just like some tanky. Man, can't you think of anything tanky in maps that you really need brittle for? I guess the map boss, right? But even without it, they're gonna die really fast. So it's not even that important, right? Got Intimidate gloves here. In theory, like a high rage roll would also be good. But yeah, nothing too crazy. And we got Omniscience, so we are stacking attributes, right? Good old attribute stacking. In maps on this character, I ran Purity of Elements and Grace Precision. Precision to copper accuracy, since we ran out of, or since we're low dex, so our accuracy is low. Purity of Elements to be element immune. And then, Grace, so we have high avoidance, right? I deal with my physical mitigation with basically a Grandal Flask. Dying Sun for more clear speed, and the Bottle of Faith, which honestly is not really needed. It's just it's just more clear, a little bit more damage at the start to ramp. Once you're ramped up, you're just blasting, right? And yeah, that is the Headhunter, the blasting build, right? Oh yeah, and Lethal Pride. It has a lot of flat stats on it, right? A lot of good stuff. It gives a lot of strength. Is it showing this PoB? It shows on some of the nodes, not all of them, but basically on the minor nodes you get a lot of strength, right? And strength is now omniscience, and omniscience is damage and resist and just like good stuff, right? Actually, I even wasted a note here. I had a poison on hit node, which you'll see in a moment why I had this. It was for Lioness Fall. Anyways, let's go on to the next build. I'm going to go on to basically the Simulacrum and the Feared. So now we're on the bossing section, right? So I'm going to do this a little differently, right? I'm going to talk about where the build sucks, actually, because the build deletes everything, right? You guys can look at the damage, right? It's like, this one's like 18 mil. I have a little bit of, this is for the brittle basically, and strength is because PoB is missing some omniscience. But I'm gonna talk about where the build sucks and what I did, and with limits I faced. I think some of the limits are from just player skill. I can definitely play the build better. It is hard to play a build with 3.3k HP and low ES, right? It's difficult. It is definitely difficult. So yeah, anyways, here's the Lionized Fall tech. It converts melee weapon type modifiers and radius are transferred to bow modifiers, the good stuff. This is basically the best slot for it. We get take this mastery here, 8% more damage hits and ailments against enemies affected by at least 5 poisons. We have this here, our 15% chance to poison. And then we take enemies poisoned by you cannot deal critical strikes. Really nice for Simulacrum, right? Really good stuff. And you can always consider taking Leech here as well. It has Life Leech and Mana Leech, and kind of saves you some points as well. But I really wanted to be a crit immune for Simulacrum, so that's what I went for, right? I just have to make sure I attack many times, right? Because 15%, it's like I do hit a lot, but like you still have to make sure you get those hits in, right? I've definitely had some deaths just because the mods have brittle, right? Enemies brittle you, and then like brittle means like they get flat crit, right? Then you get owned, and I haven't attacked them enough because I'm playing like hyper aggro, right? So you have to really play really safe in Simulacrum. So yeah, I told you guys it sucked. I'm going to tell you guys. Talking about stuff where the content was hard for me. So I did 3 Simulacrums today, and I actually lost at wave 27 3 times, right? So where can I improve? How can I fix it? How can I do better, right? So I initially respec and dropped some damage to get the good old trifecta Grace D-Term Defiance banner, right? Just to, because we want the armor. We want the armor, right? Armor, evasion. We want to have a good time. We want to have a positive gaming experience. Some of the waves I've died on, they didn't even have chaos damage on them. So I don't really know what I could have done, right? So like there's times where I put these nodes in just to have a little more chaos res, like Kostas and those crazy mods, but like the deaths were basically from like I actually felt like I needed more damage. Like surprisingly, I felt like I needed more damage because like if I stopped attacking, I would get overrun. But then sometimes what would happen was like the bosses would spawn, right? We get Omniphobia would spawn, or like Kosa would spawn, or two of them, right? And like you can't just stand still against them, right? Because their auto attacks one shot me. So it was basically like, okay, either I try to RNG evade the auto attacks so I can kill the trash, or I, start moving so I don't die to them, and then I then I get die to the mobs because the mobs just overrun me, and even sometimes the mobs one shot me, right? So eventually what I tried to do was try to like, basically hide in a corner, right? Just hide in a corner, clear that way. So pre-waves 20, I think I was getting like 6 rewards, which I'm not a Simu farmer, but like I'm assuming that's like okay, 6 rewards in Simulacrum. And then like eventually as we went 20, 21, 22, 24, 25 plus, it was going down to like 5 and 4, right? As I started playing a bit more safe, just hiding in corners, and just like, trying to like build a safe area for myself, right? But yeah, it was difficult, right? I just, was just unable to get past wave 27. Just seems to be my Achilles heel right now, right? Just running out of portals, just getting one shot. Like, man, Simulacrum mobs, they just hit hard. So in terms of gear changes, right? The gear is basically the same, right? I did put on a status scarp actually in one of my attempts, just to kind of see like, okay, what if I got a little bit more ES, right? Because my life was kind of low. My life was kind of low, right? I think in this this test here, I even put on the ES regen craft, talked about in the previous video, right? But it honestly just was not enough. Like even with this like 4K pool, right? I just still felt like I was getting owned, and it wasn't chaos damage, right? I didn't really feel like chaos damage was really the issue. It was just like the raw like physical damage and physical as LE on top. It was just a lot, right? And like maybe I wasn't like getting crit immune sometimes. Crits like feel like it's on every wave, right? But it was difficult. Otherwise, the gear is basically the same, right? We got our brittle boots, got like, our gloves. I have rage gloves here right now. Rage takes like forever to build is what I've noticed. It was okay. It was okay. Yeah, if I was to try this again, I'd probably try to get my HP even higher. Like honestly, try to get to like 4.5k, maybe even 5k pool, just somehow here, and then try to keep the same level of mitigation and same level of damage, right? I actually did better. I don't have the high desire in this PoB, right? But I think high desire pushes us to like 22 or something. Go down to like 3k HP and like 200 ES or whatever, what have you, something like that. And like it actually felt better. Just that little bit more damage actually felt better, right? So it might just be like, there's two routes, right? Either I get a little bit more tank, or I get a little bit more damage, or both, right? Obviously both is a dream. Getting more damage, because this bow is like, it's not bad, right? It's like you're just gonna have to. It's probably like really small upgrades on like all the pieces, right? All like the ring, both rings actually, the belt. I can get percent attributes on the belt right now. It's probably a percent attributes chest, right? That's probably how you do it. You get a really good chest with a lot of stats with percent attributes. I'm assuming that's the way, right? And make sure my chaos res is probably capped, since I imagine it will help, right, for the odd scenarios where chaos damage might kill my character. Flasks are probably fine. I did find the dying sun very useful for a single target. Life flasks are good. Granite was obviously great. Could maybe try to get an iron skin roll, maybe a little bit more physical mitigation going on. Maybe consider basalt flask, right? Maybe Azuri's promise is not the way, and go basalt flask, right? I'm not sure. I'll have to do some more testing, and hey, if I get a Simu 30 down, obviously I'll upload that, right? Yeah, links are basically the same here. Nothing too crazy happened. Still ran a 5 link in the chest because you need precision then. Yeah. Oh, I guess it's worth noting, right? We got Enlightened with Grace D-Term Defiance banner here, just so we can get the trifecta and keep precision, right? Combine this with charisma. Life's good. Life's good. So hopefully we get a Simu 30 down in the future. Anyways, Feared. Let's talk about Feared. For the Feared, what did we do? I think. Let me think. We did. Yeah, we dropped crit immune because we said, what? I'm okay with not being crit. That's fine. Otherwise, I think everything's basically the same. We still went. My life's lower, right? Because I went for more damage. Here. I put the higher desire on now. Yeah, there we go. We got 3k life. Way more evasion rating. Our evasion rating is really good now, but armor is still basically the same. Flask rate is the same. I put a mana flask on because I was actually going something I didn't Simulacrum test in too. Like I actually felt like I need the mana flask because like just even with 2 Elrion crafts, it felt tough. It felt tough to sustain my mana, right? Even with the Clever Thief, it just wasn't enough. So like the mana flask, however, though, let me sustain. I guess I just attack too fast, and the Asinus Chant, it just burns too much mana, right? We got the usual Sniper's Mark and Tornado, Hydrosphere, Onslaught, so nothing too crazy, just like normal stuff, right? And there's the damage in my stats. Yeah. So this took me 3 attempts to do a Fear, which honestly kind of feels bad. It feels pretty bad to waste Fears, right? I think is mostly a player skill thing. Of course, there's going to be a VOD after this of the feared attempts. I think it was a player skill thing because the first two, I kind of rolled really hard. I rolled them like 80 quant. And then I was like, okay, this 80 quant like juicer is a bit too tough for me, right? And I lose on my last portal. You know, I take down Cortex, I take down like Chula or something, and then like, or Elder, and then I just like lose portals to well, one of them was like a graphics error, right? The abilities, the first time they load for me, they actually don't render. That might be just like it's like a GPU thing. I don't know what to do about that. So that's how I filled the first one. The next one I rolled, okay, I'm rolled a little bit easier. The next one was like 50 quant. It was just like poison on hit and like boss AoE or something, right? So that's like pretty easy, right? You know, you think I would be able to do that, you know? I think I took down Elder immediately again, which is like great, right? Because Elder's kind of annoying. Then burned 3 portals on like on Cortex, right? Cortex. That took too many. And afterwards, it was like the trifecta of like of Aziri and Shaper and Chula, I think. That was an issue for my GPU. So that was kind of hard. So what I ended up doing was I ended up rolling a very easy feared at the end. It took me 4 portals, I believe. It was very sloppy. It was honestly, I played it really sloppy at that point because I was kind of tired. But I think if I practice it a bit more, probably, I don't know if I need to optimize my character for feared, right? I think with these current stats, I could do feared, at least easy feareds, deathless. Well, not deathless, but like, you know, with like multiple portals left every time. If I wanted to get to a deathless level, I probably need, I'm not sure what I need. I think I need more damage. Do I need more damage? It's a bit of damage, like obviously, so damage means I can play worse, right? So it's either I get more damage or I just play better. So in theory, it's just to play better tech, right? So because like when you get mods like AoE on it, it's just so hard. It's because like I can't really stand anywhere, and then the degens, they just come instantly, right? So then just something for me to consider is like, okay, maybe I need to get Leaf Shade. Leaf Shade's like not that far, right? It's like, I mean, it's 6 points. Actually, it is pretty far. So like in theory, it's okay, get better Chaos Stress. So it's 3 points, right? It's halfway there. You know, Leaf Shade would technically help with those Shaper Beams and all the random degens I get from Cortex and stuff, right? That's one thing to consider. For future fear attempts, right? Because that's something you definitely don't want to fail, and it's kind of one of those things, especially in a softcore economy, where you kind of want to like roll it like really well. You kind of want to be able to do like the 70-80 quanters, right? But you know, with this current gear level and my current skill level, I can only do easy feareds for now, but hopefully I can do better in the future. Yeah, and hopefully we can do Simulacrum 30 in the future. Anyways, I think after this, it's going to be some VODs of like maybe some Uber Elder, some like Maven Uber Elder. That's like it's like a joke. That was super easy, I believe. I think I played okay in that, and then the feared that I did complete, which for my opinion I played really sloppy. But hey, maybe you got some feared pros in the chat or something. You guys can give me some tips. Anyways, hopefully this video, you know, give you some ideas for your Omniscience characters. Maybe how you want to build it. Again, it's basically all about stacking attributes on these guys. You know, new chest, new belt is the main upgrades that I can get on this character, and you know, basically like slowly upgrading all the jewelry as well. That would definitely help a little bit. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Let me know how your Omniscience characters feel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Good luck.
I may not remember.
Father, no!
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile. My mana is gone.
This one's uncommon might will make for a fantastic time to spare folks. strangle. Drago or strangle. Grip of the infinite. Shadow, rise and fight! Grip of the infinite. A battle of the ages with exotic rewards to match. Let the blood dance begin. A veil of safety and security. Another challenger. Grim terrors. Struggle or strangle. A veil of safety and security. Not good. The void protects its children.
Embraced by misery.
Shadow, rise and fight! Not good. Tight tethers! Another challenger, the void protects its children. Not good. Shadow, rise! A veil of safety and security. Tight tethers. A veil of safety and security. Twin terrors. The void protects its children.
My mana is gone.
A glorious spectacle. Worthy of my attention. And my prize. How long will I be kept waiting?